Hey, Daniel,
Ma'am?
you come right here. They will come on, and this is
Softly.
after what you already signed. So they're gonna go over everything with you.
Okay, good morning. The time is 8:42 in the morning. The date is April the 7th of 2026. My name is Steve Prater. Serving on this panel with me is Danny Barra and Pete Freeman. We're the ones that are going to be hearing the cases today. We're in Baton Rouge at Department of Corrections headquarters. Staff, would y'all introduce yourself, please?
Jennifer Thompson.
Sherelle, baby.
Okay, thank y'all for the job that y'all do, and we appreciate that. First place we're going to be going to is to St. Landry Parish Correctional Center, and I believe that's where we are, sir. I'm looking at you, and you are NATHANELL CARRY. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, I am.
Okay, is there anyone in the room with you now with St. Landry Parish?
No, it's not.
Okay, all right. Well, Mr. Carey, what is your DOC number?
522694.
Okay, all right. And Mr. Carey, do you have a waiver that you have signed that's in front of you that says that you understand what we're doing this morning and your rights and that sort of thing? Do you have that waiver in front of you?
I do. Yes.
Okay, and you signed that waiver and you understood everything that was on it, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Your case has been assigned to Mr. Danny Barra, and he is the fellow on my left, and he's going to take it from here and go over any violations that you're accused of, and gonna handle your part of the hearing from here, and then we'll come back and we'll vote on it. So, Mr. Barra?
All right, it's alleged that you have violated the conditions of your parole in the following manner by violating number 4, that you will not engage in any criminal activity or associate with persons known to be in criminal activity. It is alleged that you engage in criminal activity as evident by your arrest by the Ville-Platte Probation and Parole Office on 10/27/25, arrested for going to the violation of a protective order by going to the victim's place of employment on 9/28/25. The victim has a lifetime protective order in place, which was ordered at sentencing. How do you plead to that?
Not guilty.
Not guilty. Okay. Excuse me a second. All right, at the preliminary hearing, when they had testimony that said Carey advised that he was driving for work and his truck overheated and he pulled into the parking lot of Melrose Exxon to check the truck. He then went inside to get coffee. He spoke to the cashier, who must have told Sean Young he was there, but he hasn't spoken to the victim in 3 years. Also, they noted Sean Young indicated to the officer that Carey had previously pled to simple arson and arson of Sean Young's home, during which Sean Young lost everything she owned as well as her dog. During the sentencing hearing on November 14th, you were advised that a lifetime protective order was in place and that you must stay out of Krotz Springs entirely by the judge. The order specifically advised you not to go to Young's place of employment or Melrose Exxon on Highway 90 in Krotz Springs. On 9/28/25, you were observed on video footage inside Melrose and seen at the register speaking to the cashier. Sean was not at shift at the time. Carey was also observed at Family Dollar store next to Melrose, within 100 yards of the premises. Ms. Young observed Carey at Cartner's store in Crotch Springs. She also stayed in her vehicle until he drove away. So what do you have to say about that? That's the evidence that they presented at the preliminary hearing.
I say not true. If I may talk.
Yeah, go ahead. It's your turn to speak.
Yes, anyway, on that night in question, I'm driving 18 wheelers, pulling sugarcane from Melville through Crotch Springs using the highways and the byways and going to St. Martinville. On that night, on my second load coming back through there, the truck started to overheat. I had no choice but to pull over and check the truck. So I got to pull over in the light where I could see to check the truck, check the hoses and the lines and the belts and stuff, and check the truck. The truck wouldn't stop overheating, so I cut the truck off. While the truck was off, I decided to go in there and use the bathroom and get me a cup of coffee. And at that time, that cashier was there, and I did speak to the cashier and left. This about something about me being at some grocery store and all this stuff like that. For as I know, that store been closed. I think she's doing that to build a case. That store been closed for over 5 years, and ain't nobody seen me in nowhere in no Crotch Spring. If so, show me the footage. Just like they got the footage of me being in the store in Crotch Spring. Show me the footage of the one being in the Cautioners anyway. Crotch Spring ain't but a half a mile wide and a mile long. At any point in time, a police could be there in 2 or 3 minutes, be able to arrest me on the scene wherever I'm at right there and bring me back to the place. They don't have any kind of footing or anything on that stuff like that. Come on, she's just doing that to build her case. I haven't been in no Crotch Spring. The only time I've been there is when my work truck put me in there, in proximity of that place. It's the only time I've been there.
You did understand that you're not supposed to even go there according to the judge's orders at the sentencing.
I understand that. I'm working, sir. I had no control of what the truck do.
But you had control of what you do.
Yes.
You had a cell phone?
Yeah, I had a cell phone.
Why you didn't just call your boss and tell him your truck broke down and come meet you?
I did call the boss man.
There'd be trouble.
Sir?
You going to the place of employment and Morrow's Exxon was a prohibited act ordered by the judge and a protective order. You knew that. So I'm just trying to figure out, why would you risk it all to go get a cup of coffee when you could have just called somebody?
I didn't go there just for the cup of coffee. The truck was overheating and brought me over there. That's where I went to go check the truck at. I didn't go there just for no cup of coffee. I didn't go there just for a cup of coffee.
I understand where you're coming from. Does anybody else have any?
I got a question. I know Crotch Springs real well. There's tons of places to stop. Why would you stop at the place that she works at?
Well, like I said again, I didn't stop at the place where at that time of night, it's nighttime, and that's the only place I seen that was open that I went over there to check the truck out. I did not just pull over there blatantly driving a car or something and went over there and mess around over there in that area. I went over there because I was in my work truck, and that's where I pulled over. And anyway, I called my boss man and told him what I was doing. And he's coming up behind me to come over there and help me out if I wouldn't have been able to get the truck started again.
No further questions.
Any questions? Right?
No, but I'd like an executive session
I second.
to discuss some procedural matters.
Okay.
All right, it's 8:50 and we have called for an executive session and seeing there's no objections. Is there any
No objections.
We'll be in executive session now to discuss a procedural matter for just a moment.
They voting on something? No.
Okay, this one is the one. Okay.
Okay, the time is 8:54 in the morning and we're going back into regular session if I have a motion and a second.
I make a motion that we go back into, renew to the board.
And
I'll say,
we got a motion and a second and no objections. We're back in regular sessions, 8:54 in the morning. Mr. Barra, it's your hearing.
all right, Mr. Carey, we looked at the case, reviewed the violations, reviewed the stipulations, and it's quite obvious you violated the conditions of your parole by going back to Krotz Springs and by going to specifically Morrow's Exxon. So you leave me no choice whatsoever except to vote to revoke your parole due to the continued criminal behavior and violation of the judge's orders.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Freeman?
I concur. You just shouldn't have been in Krotz Springs, and there's tons of places to stop. I don't see why you stopped at her store. Okay, but I vote to revoke.
Okay, and likewise, my vote is also to revoke. So you've received 3 votes to revoke. So as of this morning at 8:55 in the morning, you are revoked. Good morning. How are you today?
Good morning. Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can, and we thank you, sir. My name is Steve Prater, and this is Danny Barra and Pete Freeman. And for the purposes of the record, we're on the panel today to hear all the revocation hearings. The time is 9:02. And we are talking to Madison Parish Correctional Center. Sir, would you introduce yourself, please?
My name is Carl Kamak. I'm the video conference officer.
Okay, thank you, sir. And is Mr. Michael Martin there?
Yes, sir.
Could we speak to him? Hello, Mr. Martin. How are you today?
I'm doing all right. I'm in jail, but I'm all right.
Yes, sir. Well, what is your DOC number? Do you have that handy?
Yeah, 788-482.
Okay, and you are, do you have a waiver in front of you that you signed about this hearing that we're fixing to conduct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you signed that, you understood it and all that.
Yes, sir.
Your case has been assigned to Mr. Danny Barra, who is on my left, and he's gonna handle the case from here on out, and then we'll come back and vote and see what we decide. So, Mr.
All right.
All right, Mr. Martin, it's alleged that you have violated condition number 4 of your conditions, that you would not be engaged in criminal activity, and that you violated your parole by failing to refrain from criminal conduct, as evidenced by your arrest on 8/22/25 by the Rapid Sheriff's Office for domestic abuse strangulation. How do you plead to that violation?
Guilty.
Guilty?
Not guilty.
Not guilty? All right, well, tell us why you think you're not guilty.
I was arrested on just a statement. She made a statement and the cops ran with it. They asked me if she hit me and I told them no. And then they asked if I hit her and I said no, but they still arrested me just on her statement. And then later, within 60 days, Rapides Parish no cased it or no processed it, whatever you want to call it. And I've been in ever since.
But you're saying that absolutely nothing happened?
No, I mean, I'm not saying that we didn't argue. She told me to leave and I left. That's the thing that I don't understand. I mean, I left. I did come back to get my property and she didn't want to give it. Okay, fine, whatever. You keep it. And then the sheriff showed up and this happened. But like I said, it was just on her statement alone.
Where do you plan on living if you were to be released?
I've talked with my agent Billingsley, and he's going to take me to Jonesville to a transitional living.
That would be in a different town than where the victim lives?
Yes, sir.
How's your health?
Sir?
Health, they were saying there was some kind of medical emergency happening that night.
Yeah, I was having chest pains. I've had 2 heart attacks in the past, and I think it was indigestion. I'm not sure, but it went away. I just didn't want to go to the hospital. I had just got out of Allen. I didn't want to go to a hospital and go through all that again. And it wasn't really that bad. She just, I don't know. She flipped out. She told me that if I didn't go to the hospital, I had to leave, so I left.
How long had your relationship been with this woman?
To be honest with you, when I was at Allen Correctional, that's where I met her. So a couple months, not even that long. She had just broken up with someone and he was in jail and her brother hooked me up with her. Honestly, if I could go back, I'd have never even talked to her. I'm almost 50 years old. I don't need that kind of stress in my life.
So you have no plans on going back to her?
No, sir. No, sir, I don't.
You have anything else you want to say?
Just that I don't plead ignorance, and I do understand the severity of this. But like I said, it was just a statement that she made that turned out to be false anyways. That's pretty much all I got. I appreciate it.
What about the gasoline? You cook with gasoline?
No, okay, so that's my agent asked me the same thing. So 3 days before all this happened, like 2 days after I got out, we bought a lawnmower. The lawnmower had water in the gas tank, so I dumped the gas out. And that was like 3 days before. That was like Sunday. So it was I had done took the carburetor off the lawnmower and everything. I had to drain the gas tank.
Okay.
But I did I before I dumped it out, I did pour some of it on the grill and burnt some wood, but I don't understand what that was. And when the sheriff's deputy asked me about it, I told her, I said, I told her exactly that. And I said, do you even smell any gas? Do you see any gas cans? I mean, there's no gas out here. I mean, if I had dumped gas, you would smell it. You can't smell no gas because I don't know what that had anything to do with what was going on right then.
Anyone? Further questions? Ready
No
to vote?
questions?
All right. Ready to vote? Okay. All right, basically, we give you another shot at it. I'm gonna vote to, in lieu of revocation, put you in the work release program. Get a little stability, get you some money and get another place to live. And that upon release, you have no contact with Crystal Green. And that you complete an anger management program.
Sure.
Be put back on parole after the period in work release.
And it may be,
That's it.
okay. I concur with Mr. Barra, and there may be an anger management class at the work release you go to. Depends on what it is. So if you can take it while you're in there, it'd be better.
Yes, sir.
But you stay away from that lady 100%.
Oh, I am. I don't want nothing to do with her.
Okay, and my vote also to make it unanimous is that in lieu of revocation, you go to work release, you have no contact with this lady, and that you have some anger management, of course, while at the work release, et cetera, if it's offered there.
All right, thank you.
All right, as of 9:09, that is the determination of the board, end of hearing.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank y'all.
They gone.
Please. Yeah.
All right. The time is 9:07 and date is April the 7th of 2026. And we are in Baton Rouge at the Department of Corrections headquarters. With me, as you can see from our name tags, we'll be handling this panel this morning. We got Pete Freeman, Danny Barra, and myself, Steve Prater. We've introduced ourselves and we're talking to Dixon Correctional Institute. And could the staff there at Dixon introduce yourselves, please?
So good morning, Mr. Prater. I'm Dusty Bickham, the warden. Donald Cavalier, classification.
Ashley Bradley, records.
Alvin King, reentry. Curtis Thurman, mental health.
That's it, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. And we're going to, Mr. Pete Freeman is going to be handling this case. And Mr. Freeman, I'll go ahead and let's identify Mr. Gully first. But Marcus Gully, is that you I'm looking at?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what's your DLC number, Mr. Gully?
348081.
Okay, well, that's it. It's your day today. So we're going to give you a chance to talk in just a few minutes. Mr. Freeman handle the hearing from this point forward.
Okay, Mr. Gully, good morning. First off, I want to say there's a lot of people here on his behalf. Ms. Hutchinson, you want to introduce yourself for the record?
Good morning, board. Adrienne Hutchinson, attorney for the LSU Law, Parole, and Reentry Clinic. I have with me third-year law student Robert Bird. Robert is Louisiana Supreme Court Rule 20 certified to represent Mr. Gully and will speak at the appropriate time. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, and we'll also be hearing from Mr. Carrie Myers, the Parole Project, Patricia Gully, the mother, Shannon Gully, sister, and also in support you have Charlotte, your cousin, Asia Porter, girlfriend, Kathy Lawrence, cousin, Precious Gully, cousin, Shatori Gully, niece, and I'm not even try this last one. I'm gonna say Miss Gully, Miss K Gully. All right. So, okay, Mr. Gully, tell us, what did you do to get yourself put in here? And why do you think we should consider letting you out today?
Okay. I would like to thank the board for this opportunity. I sold drugs in the Livingston motel room. This particular day when I arrived at the motel room, I was approached by Ms. Myers in reference to Mr. Brown. She told me that Mr. Brown had a large amount of money. And I asked her, how did she know? She said, because they've been getting high all since this morning. So I went back to the car, got my gun, and me and Ms. Myers, we went into the room. When we got into the room, I said, drop it, homeboy. He didn't understand what I was saying. So I said, where the money at? So he gave me his wallet, which was empty. So I slid the handle back on the gun and the bullet popped out. And I told him to remove his pants. And he took his pants off and threw his pants to me. Ms. Myers picked his pants up, got the money out of his pants and gave it to me. I told him not to report the crime because I knew where he stayed. I took the wallet, put it in his pants, and me and Ms. Myers exited the door. When we got out the door, I set his pants down in front of the door. I gave Ms. Myers some drugs. I got in my car and drove off. When I made it to the house, because I didn't stay there, I stayed a little bit, about 5 or 10 minutes from the motel. But when I made it to the house, it didn't sit well with me. So I trunked the car back up and went back to the motel room. But when I arrived back to the motel room, the door was open. So when I got out the car, I asked Mr. Banks, a guy that I know that was standing upstairs, have you seen Ms. Myers, the guy that was in there with Ms. Myers? He said he just left a short time ago. He said that Ms. Myers brought somebody in there to rob. He said, don't tell me that was you. I said, yeah, that was me. See, and he asked me what you was thinking. I said, I don't know. And I got back in my car and drove off.
Okay, and what have you been doing since you've been in prison?
I've been attending a lot of classes, victim impact, pre-release, celebrating recovery, and working.
Okay, and what is your job at the prison?
I'm in the walk guard.
You're what?
I'm a walk guard. I work the walk right outside. I cut grass, weed eat.
Okay. All right, Warden, what do you have to say about Mr. Gully?
Good morning, Mr. Freeman. Mark, like he said, he works on the walk down here, kind of keeping our walk situated straight, keeping trash off of it, weed eating, keeping the flower bed situated. So he is a hard worker. His participated in some pretty good classes here. Malachi Dad's one of the ones, and Celebrate Recovery, two of my favorites. And he is a Pride member. That's pretty much it.
All right, we're gonna go on in here for the people here on your behalf, and then, we're gonna ask you some questions. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, first, let's hear from Mr. Carrie Myers of the Louisiana Parole Project.
Yes, good morning. Kerry Myers with Louisiana Parole Project. Here for Mr. Marcus Gully. We want to let the board know we've accepted Marcus as a client. We've looked at Marcus's record. We've looked at his programming and his work while he's been incarcerated, particularly over the last few years, and seen the significant difference in Marcus over the last few years. We're here to provide Marcus with reentry support. Not only will, after 20 years in prison, we understand Marcus's needs, but we're prepared to provide Marcus transitional housing, long-term job placement assistance. Marcus has some skills. He's a cook. And he has some other skills that we will work with our employment team. He'll be assessed by our social workers for any referrals to any continued sobriety treatment. That is an issue with Marcus. It has been, but Marcus is currently participating in AANA. He has completed Celebrate Recovery. We'll continue to ensure that he stays on that path, and in any referrals that he needs to any additional services. We are prepared, as I said, to help Marcus transition fully. And Marcus is on the right path. Parole Project believes that with our assistance, Marcus will be successful. So we'd ask this board to consider those things today, the support system that he has, the family support that he has, and grant his parole today.
Thank you, Mr. Myers. We appreciate it. Okay, Miss Patricia Gully, your mother. Ms. Gully, what you want to tell us about your son?
What I want to say about Marcus, my son, is he's been in the system for 20 years, but I've seen him settle down, get it together, stop fighting, decide that he wanted to make a difference, do better, have another shot at living his life, and being out here with myself, his sisters and nieces, and we need it. Hopefully, you'll grant him this chance to do so. He's a good guy, made some bad decisions, not perfect, but realize the error of his ways. And he just needs a chance, and hopefully you will grant it to him.
Hey, thank you, ma'am. We appreciate you speaking with us this morning.
Thank you for listening.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, let's hear from Miss Shannon Gully, your sister.
Good morning.
Morning.
Marcus is my brother. He's my little brother, or younger brother. And I have been with him since his initial incarceration. I've seen him grow. I've seen him mature. I've seen him settle down and be more focused, particularly in the last 5 or 6 years, just get his life back in order to be a productive citizen. I've been there since the beginning, and I am able and willing to continue providing financial and emotional support for him if you agree, you allow him to come home. I promise him he is able, and I will help him with anything I need to do, anything he needs, I'm able to provide it for him.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. We appreciate it. Okay. Now we're gonna hear from Mr. Robert Byrd, your attorney.
Yes, good morning. My name is Robert Byrd. I'm a third-year law student at LSU and currently enrolled in the Parole and Reentry Clinic. I'm certified under Louisiana Supreme Court Rule 20, and I'm here alongside my supervisor, Adrian Hutchinson, to represent Marcus Gully. Mr. Gully is not sitting here before this board to minimize any of his prior actions. He is not here to minimize his prior crimes and the violent nature of them. To understand his rehabilitation process, it's important to understand who Marcus was at the time of these crimes. He was influenced by gang activity at an early age. He was in 6th or 7th grade when he began down the wrong path, and this led him to substance abuse issues as well. And this ultimately led to his incarceration in 1994 and 1997. But he continued on this wrong path even after that initial incarceration and kept hanging around the wrong people. Mr. Gully and I often talked about how he was influenced by his surroundings at an early age and how that continued. But what Mr. Gully and I focused on and what has changed since his incarceration in 2008, his turning point was centered around the death of his sister and also seeing how his family handled that death while he was incarcerated. When he speaks about his incarceration with me, he says that he incarcerated his whole family alongside with him. And he feels the weight of that. But since that turning point, he's been involved in programs at DCI and at LSP. Two of the programs that we mainly talked about were Victim Impact and Narcotics Anonymous. He learned through Victim Impact the importance of his actions and the weight that they carry and the overall effect that those actions can have, not just on those directly impacted, but those indirectly affected and the families of those affected, including Kenneth Graham and Ms. Myers, the victims in his crime. And we also spoke about Narcotics Anonymous. Mr. Gully has found that Narcotics Anonymous has provided him with a good philosophy on life going forward, and has been able to supply him with a good community and good people who are struggling with the same kind of things he is. He's also in Cage Your Rage currently right now. This program's helping him deal with his emotions. They're helping, this program's helping him deal with his reactions to circumstances. And when tensions may rise, he's learning how to deal with those situations. Now, Mr. Gully also recognizes that there's about a month and a half between now and his release date in late May, and is willing to participate in any extra programs the full board may see fit as a condition upon his release, including Thinking for a Change. Mr. Gully has not had the opportunity to complete that program yet, and realizes the board may have that or additional programming as a condition subsequent. Not to take away from his programming, he does have 430 days of good time credit through programming. He has completed a substantial amount of programming. And not only this, he also has had several jobs throughout his incarceration. He's worked as a walk orderly, as he stated, and also other custodial work around DCI. He also told me about his time as a tier walker when he was incarcerated at Louisiana State Penitentiary. This is a position of high trust. He was a supervisor for a cell block and was supervising inmates who may be on suicide watch or just need additional supervision. So it's a position of trust, though, and he was granted that. Looking to his Tiger needs, he's a low Tiger needs score for safety risk, low safety risk. However, he does have a high needs assessment for education and substance abuse. He's currently enrolled in the high set program and is looking to continue his education. But looking to the substance abuse and the needs there, the Parole Project and where he's going upon his reentry is exactly the type of organization that is equipped to handle the kind of needs that Mr. Gully needs upon reentry. They've mentioned to me of putting him in a IOP program to help with this transition and whatever other programs that he may need, including continuing Narcotics Anonymous. Alongside the Parole Project, he also has the massive amount of family support, as you can see behind me. And everybody is just really, really supportive of Mr. Gully and his rehabilitation process. And for these reasons, we hope the board grants Mr. Gully parole today, and thank you for allowing me to speak.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Very well done. Okay, Mr. Gully, let's get back to you. Hi, Marcus. Reading your case, I see you had a real bad drug problem, huh? You was on a lot of drugs when you were on the streets?
No, sir. I smoke marijuana. I smoke marijuana. A lot of it, plenty of it. That's it. That's the only kind of drug.
Did you drink a lot?
No, I don't drink.
Whoa, wait, you don't drink? But in 23, you had a intoxication write-up? What was that for?
In 23?
Mm-hmm.
No, that was 14 pills. In year 23, I never had an intoxication.
Kind of pills you had?
I thought they was pain pills. I thought they was pain pills.
Okay. All right. Well, I do have to state all law enforcement is opposed. I see you have 3 children. You have any contact with your children?
Yes, sir. My son.
Okay. All right. And okay. And what class you took was the best? Which one helped you the most?
I say victim impact, because victim impact allowed me to look at something that I didn't look at. And that's when I came back to give Mr. Graham his money back and apologize to him. But as I took that class, Mr. Shorts and Ms. Miller showed me that even though I was willing to give him his money back and apologize to him, that still don't take away of what happened, the crime itself. So I say victim impact. You know,
I'm gonna get back to the contraband issue. I mean, you had a bunch of them. You had 5 in a row. What was the contrabands they kept catching you with?
That was tobacco product.
Okay. All right.
On that same topic, the 23 pills for pain, I think that's a violation of prison rules, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
What was your plans for them 23 pills?
The pills were for pain. I work in the cell blocks. So, you know, I was on Robitussin. It's like a muscle relax. I had surgery in about 2017 for ulcer. But the pills that I was taking, it wasn't sitting well with me. So I took the shortcut route and asked around, and the guy gave me some pills in a can. But as the time he was gave me the pills in the can, I was being called for work. So I put the can in my locker box and went to work. So when I got to work, Lieutenant Montgomery, they was having a massive shakedown down there at the cell blocks. So Lieutenant Montgomery saw me on Unit 2 side to pick up some boxes. So when I got over there to pick up the boxes and come back, he told me that Colonel Robinson and Major Matthews was looking for me. So when I got back to the bullpen, Lieutenant Blackman asked me what was going on, what I did. I said, I don't know. So when they put me in the case, I see that they had my property. And Colonel Robinson came up to me and asked me, what is this in? I said, pain pills. Because that's what I had got. That's what I thought they was. I never had an opportunity to take them or nothing. As I was getting the pills and putting them in my locker box, they was calling me for work. So by them having a massive shakedown and I work in that area, so it pretty much showed that they gonna shake my boxes down as well.
Okay. All right. I have no further questions.
Not a couple of questions. I see you had 3 prior terms of supervision, and on 2 of them you were revoked. What would be different this time if we released you again?
I understand my downfalls and what I've been going wrong here. And that's people, places, and things. Being around the wrong people, being involved in the wrong places. And if I be granted today, you wouldn't be making the wrong decision. Because I just don't have the desire anymore to do what's right. I do what's right today. I know it won't be easy, but it ain't gonna be hard neither. Because of the support I have. My family here, along with the parole project.
Keep on going. Convince me why I should vote to release you today.
Sir, I didn't hear the question.
Said keep on going. Tell me why should what's different with you now than it was in the past?
I don't have, what the difference is, me, today, I'm an adult, but not by age. It's by decision making. And I have a purpose now. And I understand that what that purpose is. That's my mom. I'm talking about all the bad decisions I made, and I made plenty of bad decisions. But watching her burn herself, continue, that's hurtful. And she's still here today for me. And I can't afford to make no bad decisions anymore. I just can't.
Keep on going. Doing it for your mom?
Okay, so the parole project have a lot of opportunities for me. And I want to enforce classes and stuff like that, but I look deeper when I get out of the parole project. I want to get involved in youth center. I want to be, because I want to help somebody. I got a testimony for bad decisions, because apology ain't gonna get it. When you make that wrong decision, coming back and telling them I apologize, they just don't get it.
You finish? I'm finished.
The only thing I gotta say is I'm really concerned about these 43, I think it's 43 disciplines, 35 disciplines I'm reading about. But most folks, when they go to prison, they get on the straight and narrow pretty quick, you know, at least within the first 5 years. But you had consistent disciplines up through 3 years ago. In fact, if you're only eligible about, I don't know,
2 months.
2 months, or we wouldn't be having this hearing. You got to be discipline free for 3 years, and you just barely made that. I don't know, it's March 22nd of 2023.
2 weeks.
Just by 2 weeks, you just barely made it. And you're trying to convince us once you got to jail, you realize you got on a straight and narrow, but truth of the matter is you hadn't been following the rules except since 23.
I would say I agree with you, but I had to look in the mirror because it started with me. I'm talking about everything the boy saying is true. But I didn't do it for the board. I didn't do it for the board. I did it for my mom and I did it for me. You know, I know that I was going up for parole, but changing is not why because I'm going up for the parole board is not why I changed.
How far along are you on your high set?
Subject away.
Okay.
And it went down. My math had went down.
Okay.
Ready to vote? Okay, Mr. Gully, yeah, I looked at a lot of options when I was going over this case. But, bottom line is, I think you gotta be disciplinary free longer than 3 years and 2 months. And it wasn't just one time, it was a lot of times that you violated your disciplinary, but you're on the right track. If you stay disciplinary free, I promise you, come back before me, I'll vote to let you out. But today, my vote's gonna have to be to deny.
All right. Today, I was gonna vote to grant you would complete the Cage Your Age, complete the Thinking for Change, complete Steve Hall, complete the parole project, electronic monitoring with a curfew, AA meetings weekly and outpatient. But I also agree with Mr. Freeman that your disciplinary record just cleared up in 2024. In all of the years that you've been there, you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years where you didn't get a write-up out of 20. So, and then you had the recent ones. And I know you know that the pain pills are a problem, so. That's my vote.
Okay. Okay. All right, you have one vote to deny and one vote to grant. And as you know, you got to be unanimous on a parole hearing. And so therefore, and for the record, I can make my vote known. I think your disciplines and I think you're on the right way. You're on the right course. And I think that I might very well vote a different way next time I see you if you stay out of trouble and abide by the rules. But that's part of what this hearing's about, is for us to look back and see if you've abided by the rules. And I'm sorry, but I don't think you have. And so as of today at 9:45, this particular request this time has been denied. But you're doing good, and I want to encourage you. Good morning. The time is 9:52. It is April the 7th of 2026. My name is Steve Prater. This is Danny Barra to my left, Pete Freeman to my right. And we're going to be handling your case this morning on your request or not your request, excuse me, on a revocation hearing. And your name is Courtland Fullwood, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
What is your DLC number, Mr. Fullwood?
530193.
Okay, and we are at IBERIA Parish Jail. Is anybody from IBERIA Parish Jail in the room with you?
Yes, sir. Deputy Moore.
Okay, Deputy Moore, thank you very much for being there and for conducting this for us. We appreciate that. Mr. Fullwood, do you have a waiver in front of you that says, talks about this hearing that we're fixing to have? And yes, sir, that's it. And you signed that and understand it? Okay.
Yes.
All right. Your case today is being handled by Mr. Pete Freeman, the fellow on my right here. And he's going to go over some conditions of parole that you're accused of having violated. We're going to try to get to the bottom of this. So having said that, I'll turn it over to Mr. Freeman.
Okay, Mr. Fullwood, I'm gonna read your violation. You can plead guilty or not guilty with a statement or without a statement, okay?
Yes, sir.
First violation is number 4. I will not engage in any criminal activity, nor will I associate with people who are known to be involved in criminal activity. I will avoid bars and casinos. I will refrain from illegal use of drugs or alcohol. It is alleged the offender committed the offense of domestic abuse, battery, child endangerment, pregnant victim on or about October 2nd, 2025. How do you plead to that charge?
Not guilty.
Okay, you want to tell me what went on?
Well, my girlfriend had got into it with somebody in the apartment complex or whatever. And she came upstairs, she was trying to go back outside and fight or whatever. I just stopped her, I got in front of the door and stopped her from going back outside to fight, and I got arrested. The charges got dropped, and now processing the charges and everything. Like, it was just a misunderstanding. She got into it with somebody in the parking lot. I tried to stop her from going outside and fight or whatever.
Is that why she was bleeding from the nose and face? Was because of the fight outside?
Yes, sir.
Why were there broken items inside the house?
I guess she's trying to get out the door or whatever. She was trying to get out the door, and I'm standing in front of the door.
Okay.
All it was like a little picture club in the socket. The picture was on the floor right there by the door.
Okay. Okay. And I guess, the neighbor also said that they heard y'all fighting.
Yeah, he'll be trying to stop her from coming outside to fight in the parking lot.
Okay. And what do you say about your daughter? Your daughter said you were beating her mother.
My daughter ain't number 1 year old. She couldn't have said that.
Oh, she definitely couldn't have said it, but that's what it said.
My daughter probably like 13 months.
I see that. I could read that again. Because I know I saw it. Huh?
It says that.
It does say that. So I don't know who, but somebody said you were beating their mom.
No, my daughter 13 months, sir.
Okay. How old is her daughter?
Her daughter 12 years old, but she don't stay with us.
Was she there?
Was she there that day?
No, sir. Her daughter stay in Patterson. Her daughter don't stay with us.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions with regard to condition number 4? Go ahead, Mr. Barra.
Right now, you're on supervision for domestic abuse battery. And then you got a new charge for domestic abuse battery. Are those the same big?
I'm not on supervision for that. I'm on
armed robbery and domestic abuse battery. That's what I see.
No, that's not the same person.
So what are you on right now for?
For the parole for armed robbery. It's considered armed robbery.
And have you ever been charged with domestic abuse battery before today, before this charge?
In 2017.
What happened? Was it the same? Was it the same?
Sir?
Was it this same girl you were fighting with back then?
No, sir.
Okay, that's all I needed to know.
All right, the other one is, condition number 10, you are earning, I think, $89 behind in your fees. But what's your statement regarding that? I don't put a whole lot of stock.
I had got my parole transfer to Texas, to come out to the bid my dad or whatever, and I had a little trouble finding a job. Been in Texas like 2 years, been out here for like 5 months.
Okay, yeah, it's nothing but $189 supervision fees and the processing fee that you owe. Okay, I have no further questions.
I'd like, how many times, so you aren't on parole for domestic abuse battery right now, correct? You are
I'm
not?
on parole. No, I'm on parole for the armed robbery.
Okay. I don't have any questions.
The police say you would look like you were beat up too. What happened to you?
She had a scratch on my arm from trying to stop her getting out the door.
And the reason you was trying to stop her to get her out from out the door is why she got injured?
She's pregnant, she's trying to fight. She's like 8 months old, 8 months pregnant, trying to fight. I didn't want nothing to happen.
All right.
Okay, now we're gonna hear from Miss Laurie Fullwood, your mother.
Yes.
Miss Fullwood.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. My name is Lori Fullwood. I'm the mother of Courtland Fullwood, and I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak today.
Okay.
As a mother, it's very hard, it's very painful to watch my son go through this experience. It's very painful, and I watched Courtland grow into a strong man, a very responsible, hardworking person, and he's a very loving and caring father and son. I truly believe that Courtland understands the importance of making better decisions and to live making better decisions and how to live a responsible life. If Courtland makes parole, he has a stable place to live with his father in Louisiana and support from both families, both sides, my side and his father's side. We're very much in his life. I plan on helping him with meeting all of his parole conditions, also helping him find employment. He has a desire to work in the Department of Transportation, so I'm going to help him, if he's granted parole, going to help him get his CDL license and pay for his schooling. And also help him meet his fees. I believe that Courtland truly understands what he did or the situations why he's here, got him here. I think he understands the seriousness of it all. If he's granted parole, I would truly believe that he would be productive and live a responsible life. So I'm asking the board today, I'm respectfully asking the board today to grant him parole today. And I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. We appreciate you coming on his behalf today. As I stated, I have no further questions. Mr. Barra has a question.
Mr. Fullwood, does Villo know about this hearing today?
Who?
Girlfriend. She knew about this.
I believe they contacted her, yes, sir. But I think she watching from the YouTube channel, I'm not sure.
Is she told the victim coordinator that she was gonna comment about this case on YouTube, but she's not here to comment. I was just wondering what happened there. If you knew.
No, sir.
All right. Only question I have.
Who is Desiria Baker?
That's her oldest daughter.
Was she present?
No, sir.
Where was she during this incident?
She stays in Patterson with her grandmother. She stay in Generac. She stay in Patterson with her grandmother.
I said it was on, phone.
Mhm.
Yeah. The mother told the 12-year-old that he was beaten.
All right, that's all my questions.
Okay, I'm prepared to vote. All right. I find you in violation of condition number 4, and my vote is to revoke.
I concur with Mr. Freeman, same reasons.
Okay, you only need, you need 2 out of 3 votes. And you
Yes,
got
sir.
2 out of 3 votes to revoke you. And so, my vote also would be that to revoke, and the time is 10:04. And as of now, because of condition 4 violation, hundreds of the evidence, it's, your vote is revoked. Good morning. How are you today? You're on mute, sir. Would you get somebody?
Yes, sir.
All right, we're in Vermilion Parish Law Enforcement Center. Is there anybody in the room with you from Vermilion Parish?
Sir.
You by
Yes, sir.
yourself in the room?
Yes, sir.
Okay, would you introduce yourself, please, sir?
Lieutenant Anthony Clore with the Vermilion Sheriff's Office.
Okay, thank you for hosting us today. Mr. JAMON Johnson, is that you I'm looking at?
Yes, sir.
What is your DOC number, sir?
I'm not sure.
Okay, if I said it was 701993, would that sound right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and what's your date of birth, Mr. Johnson?
March 9th, 1994.
Okay, and you got a piece of paper in front of you. Is that a waiver and a signed waiver or a signed form about this particular hearing that you're fixing to have?
Yes, sir.
And you understood that and you signed it and you want to have this hearing, correct?
I don't want to have this hearing. My lawyer is not even here. He said that he got this hearing pushed back. I got paid lawyer.
Okay. And you have retained you've paid somebody for here to represent you and they're supposed to have contacted us and gotten this pushed back, but they didn't, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Have you ever continued one of these hearings before?
No, sir.
When did you get originally arrested?
January 9th.
This year?
Yes, sir.
And your case is assigned to Mr. Barra. What you thinking, Mr. Barra?
We gotta give him a continuance. He's got a hired attorney. Yeah.
Okay.
I would.
All right.
Especially with the recent arrest.
We need an official vote for your continuance.
I make a motion that we continue this hearing to the next available date when his attorney contacts us.
Okay. Got a motion?
Second the motion and agree with the vote. Yeah,
Okay,
continue.
so.
And what's your attorney's name?
Richard Putnam.
Who?
Richard Putnam.
Richard
Putnam.
All righty, at your request, and since you have a hired attorney, your case has been continued. And so we will see you or some board, some panel of three will see you in the near future, hopefully with Mr. Putnam.
Okay, I appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir. Have a good day.
You too.
Hello, Mr. Scott. How are you doing today?
I'm doing all right.
Okay, and you are at Plaquemine Parish Detention Center, correct?
Yes, sir.
Is anybody in the room with you from Plaquemine Parish?
No, sir.
Okay, and your name is ADREAS SCOTT? Or is it A-N-D or is it A-D?
ANDRE.
Okay. Okay, ADREAS SCOTT. Okay, and what's your DLC number, sir?
758529.
Okay, and you're here for a revocation hearing, and you can see from our name tags who we are. I'm Steve Prater and Danny Barra and Pete Freeman, and we're here to hear your revocation case. And anytime we have a revocation case, we have a form or a waiver that you fill out. Do you have that in front of you that you signed?
No, sir.
Okay, we're going to show you a picture of your waiver that you signed. And if you agree that this is your signature and your waiver, then let us know, okay? We're going to show it to you on the screen here. Waiting on them to cue it up. Okay. Can you see that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Did you sign that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and so we're gonna have this hearing today. If you sign that and it's truthful. And so we'll proceed with the hearing. Mr. Scott, Pete Freeman, this man to my right, is going to be handling this case. And he's going to start out and ask you some questions, and we're going to talk about your revocation. So, Mr. Freeman, it's yours.
Okay, you're alleged to have violated condition number 4, which says you will not engage in criminal activity or associate with people who are engaged in criminal activity. You will avoid bars and casinos and refrain from illegal drugs or use of alcohol. On 1/5/26, Mr. Scott engaged in criminal activity as evidenced by his arrest by Plaquemine Parish Sheriff's Office relative to simple assault. This charge is still pending, but now that charge has went to court now. You pled guilty?
Yeah, I pled guilty and took credit for time served.
All right, 29 days. Okay, tell me what happened. What was the incident about?
Really, it was just a big misunderstanding. It was just verbal. It was really about, it's really about me trying to, I'm trying to fill out for this. I'm waiting on my disability check. I can't work. So it really was about trying to make some money under the table. And it just escalated from there. We just got into a bad argument.
Okay. During that argument, did you threaten to kill everybody?
No, sir.
Okay. If 2 different people said that you made a threat to kill everyone in the house.
Yes, sir.
But you say you didn't do that?
No, sir.
Okay. Anybody else have questions?
But you pled guilty to it though, didn't you?
Yeah, yes.
But you're saying you didn't do it now?
No, I never said that. I never said I would kill everybody in the house.
Well, what did you say that you pled guilty to? What part of the assault?
I just pled guilty to it because it was a misdemeanor and it's credit. I mean, I ain't gonna be able to win anyway. I mean, that's what they said I said, so, you know.
Okay. What kind of disability do you have?
I don't got it yet, but I'm missing my fingers.
Oh, okay. A physical disability, nothing mental. Okay. Okay, that's what I'm making sure because I wanted to make sure that the form was correctly filled out. Okay, all right, that's all the questions I had, Mr. Freeman.
Okay, yeah, where are you gonna live when you get out? I see that your mother doesn't want you back.
I ain't sure, but I got a couple places I could go, but I ain't sure yet.
All right. The other violation was that you didn't pay your supervision fees or your processing fee. And you're currently in arrears $1,953, but I see that you pled guilty to that, and I think we know the reason you wasn't paying. You're not working yet, nor are you getting your disability yet.
Right, that's the whole thing. That's why I was trying. That's what the argument started about. I was trying to use the lawnmower to cut grass so I could. Cause I'm waiting on my check. I can't do nothing. I can't work. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta make some under the table money. You know.
Yes,
So
sir.
I got fines to pay. So that's all that was about.
Okay, I'm gonna move for the executive session.
Okay, we've got a motion for executive session. Do we have a second?
Second.
Got a motion and a second for executive session, seeing there's no objection. It's 10:30. We're going to talk about a procedural matter. We'll be in executive session for just a minute, and then we'll come right back to you. Stand by.
Yes, sir.
Okay, it's 10:36. We've been in an executive session talking about a procedural matter.
I make a motion that we go back to regular session.
Got a motion and a second
Yes.
to go back, and there's no objection, so we're back in regular session. It's 10:36 in the morning. Mr. Freeman, would you continue with the ADREAS SCOTT?
Okay, I'm prepared to vote when the board is ready.
Okay, you prepared to vote, sir? Okay, yes, sir.
Mr. Scott, you pled guilty to simple assault, which, is a violation of condition number 4. So my vote today is to revoke.
I concur with Mr. Freeman. You pled guilty to a criminal violation.
And I concur with their vote too. So as of 10:36 this morning, your parole is being revoked. Thank you, sir. Who there? Okay. All right, good morning. My name is Steve Prater. To my left is Danny Barra. To my right is Pete Freeman. We're here to handle the revocation hearing. And I see well, let's start off. CALCASIEU Parish is where we are, CALCASIEU Correctional. Is there anybody in the staff there, sir? Would you introduce yourself?
I'm Deputy Rosemont.
Okay, thank you for hosting us. And I see we have two people seated in front of us. Is one of them QYMECO Brown?
Yes, sir.
Am I saying that right, Mr. Brown? QYMECO?
Close enough.
Okay. Well, they're on YouTube.
Yeah, I don't think so. We end up being
We were discussing, we were discussing, because we don't handle them usually when there's two people at the same time, but it's a public meeting, so it doesn't hurt to have two folks there. So, Mr. Brown, what is your DLC number?
375014.
Okay, and have you signed a waiver? Do you sign a piece of paper about this revocation hearing that we're about to have? Did you sign any paperwork?
Yes, sir.
Do you have that in front of you?
Really?
I think, okay. You see
Yes,
that
sir.
there on the screen? Is that you? Is that your signature, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. And you sign that and understand it. So we'll go ahead and proceed ahead with this hearing. And you're accused of violating two different conditions of your parole. When you get out on parole, you say, well, I'll agree to this and I'll agree to that and I'll agree to this, and you sign a paper agreeing to all this. Two of these conditions, it doesn't appear that you, according to what we've been supplied, it doesn't appear that you have lived up to. Number one is that you hadn't reported since December the 12th of 2020, and that was condition number two. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you plead guilty to that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then condition number three says that you changed your addresses. It's basically the same thing, and you didn't let anybody know where you were staying at probation and parole. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Well, there's not much left for us to do except to vote, but we got some folks that we want to hear from first. And they're on Zoom. We want to hear from your aunt, your uncle, and your wife. I think they're here to talk to us. Is Mr. Huddy Brown? We'll start with you, the uncle. Mr. Brown, are you there? Mr. Brown, could you talk to us? Or?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can now, please.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my nephew, see, I'm his uncle, and when we miss him so much, he do a lot of stuff for me. He do stuff that my kids won't do for me. So since he been gone, I miss him very, very much. Very much.
Okay, and where do you live, sir?
I live in Texas too, in Red Oak, Texas.
Okay. All right. Well, we appreciate you saying that. And do you know if he's been behaving when he's been there?
Oh, yes, sir. He been having real, real good. Going to work, coming home. He come back, cut my hair and stuff. Cut my yard and stuff like that, because I can't do it because I'm disabled. But since he been going, I ain't even got a haircut and nothing like that. He come and take me fishing with him, get me out the house. My own kids don't even do that.
Just take care of
so much. He take care of me real good.
Let's talk to Miss Siobhan Brown. Miss
What's
Siobhan
up?
Brown, are you here?
Well, they took her back to get the X-ray. We at the hospital.
Oh, okay. Okay, sir.
Thank you.
We appreciate you very much coming on and telling us about him.
Yeah,
all right. Okay. Let's talk to Miss Tennille Harris, the wife. Is Miss Harris? There you are. Hi, Miss Harris. How are you?
Good morning. How are you? It's Miss Brown.
Okay, Miss Brown.
Thank you
Okay,
for allowing me to speak on my husband's behalf.
okay. Tell us tell us a little bit about him and what's going on.
So, I know, I want to start out by saying that, I know my husband didn't make the best decision, when it came to his parole, and the regulations. But I can say that, since he has been incarcerated, I've shown him, what it is to have support, a structured background, love, and just how to do the right things in life. I know he didn't report to his parole officer, which he was trying to get everything transferred to Texas. I don't know what happened with the parole officer and why things wasn't transferred over. But he was trying to get that taken care of. Um, he hasn't been in any trouble since he's been out here in Texas. Hadn't been in any trouble since we've been married. We do a lot of stuff together. We go fishing almost every weekend. We're on somebody's fishing lake or fishing hole. We do a lot of gardening. We fix our garden. We just bought a house 2 years ago. And so we just try to upkeep our home, make it a peaceful situation. Well, make our home a happy home. I just say it like that.
Okay.
And I'm just here to support him. I did send y'all a letter saying that he would, from his job, saying that he would be able to come back to work. He has kept a stable job, received recognition on his job, quarterly for attendance and good work. And I'm just asking if y'all would allow him to come back home.
All right, and he's been in jail now for 4 months.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, 4 months, I guess. Okay. All right, thank you for talking to us. We appreciate that. Thank you very much. We'll talk to Mr. Brown again now. All right, Mr. Brown, tell us again, tell us why didn't you follow the rules like you're supposed to and get you transferred over to Texas?
Well, I would, and I hate to bring this up because I can't, but I promise you, Mr. Berger, I actually gave him the money. I watched him fill out the legislative compact papers. And I don't know what the process was. I came back the following month and I asked Ms. Officer Downs. I asked him what was going on with the transfer. He said, it takes a little while. I said, well, okay, I've never done it, so I don't really know. So I came back the following month. He told me that it was a bad typo on his end. So I asked him then, Mr. Prater, if it was able to be fixed with a fax. Could he just fax the right typo or whatever? Because the job that I had, it allowed you to stay in a house when you came from, because I'm from Canada, I'm from Shreveport. So the job that I had that I kept from work release allowed you to stay in a house as long as you work for the company. But the catch to it was, as long as you work for the company and you stay in the house, you could never get a raise because they wasn't charging to stay in the house. But I only made like 400 to maybe 450 a week. So I would have never really been able to actually afford to be in my own home. But that's why I went to Officer Downs and with the hopes that he'll transfer the paper for me. The third month I came in, he said he was still waiting. So by this time, I'm thinking in my mind, Officer Brady, I'm at a dead end of this job and I need to do something. And being from Shreveport, and I remember you from California, being from Shreveport, I don't want to go back there because the reentry program that I attended always told us that if you go back to the same place, you'll end up doing the same thing and you're going to get the same results. And I knew in my mind that I don't have no other chance to stand in front of the judge for nothing. So my thing was, I'd rather just go and try it, as long as I do the right thing and live right, I know God's gonna bless me. And that's what he's been doing. And like my uncle told you, and my wife told you, 7 years, Officer Brady, Mr. Brady, I haven't been in any trouble. None at all. The only judge I've seen was when me and my wife got married, and that was the justice of the peace. I have no trouble, and and the thing about it, Mr. Brady, is it's so easy to do right. The only thing that would ever put me back in this orange jumpsuit is the fact that I didn't do my part or follow up on my part on getting the paper transferred the right way. But for me committing any other crimes, I made a promise to God and myself that I would never commit another crime. I would never sell any more drugs, and I would never put myself on the other end of the law. And that's the way I've been living, Mr. President. Me and my wife was buying a home. I love them. I was blessed to have a beautiful wife. I see to my uncle, as she told you, and then I have an elderly aunt that I go and check on them too. So I have my life surrounded by nothing but positive. And I keep a constant job. I'm always be at work. And I mean, it's easy to do right. And all I need, Mr. President, is just one more change. If y'all would just allow me one chance, I can complete this parole successfully. No doubt in my mind.
Okay. All right, y'all got any questions?
Oh, man.
Mr. Barra? No. Okay, I'm gonna call for. Yeah.
Okay, if you.
No, that'd be good.
Okay, I'm gonna vote first. You know, we gotta get this interstate compact straight. So my vote is gonna be, I don't want you just sitting there in jail. I'm gonna put you in work release for 6 months in lieu of revocation, so you won't be revoked. While you're in the work release, get them to do your interstate compact paperwork. So that way, when you get out, you'll be released back straight to Texas. Okay?
Yes, sir.
That's my vote.
All right.
I concur with that.
Okay, and I concur also. So do you understand what we're doing today? We're putting you into a work release where you can make some money, provide for your family, and you'll have some freedoms. But we got to do something. We just can't just disregard this thing, even though you've lived a great life. And according to you folks there, we can't just let you go because you had an obligation. And then we had to let everybody go. So you're gonna go to work release while you're getting your paperwork straight, and it'll give you plenty of time to get the paperwork straight to go to Texas. You got that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's our ruling as of today in lieu of revocation work release. That's the end of the hearing, 10:56.
So it's 6 months. Then we'll let you out of there.
Okay, we're back at CALCASIEU and we've already introduced ourselves. The time is 11:04 and it's March the 7th, April the 7th, 2026. And we're going to be talking to Mr. Desmond Cross. Mr. Cross, is that you I'm looking at?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, and what is your DLC number, sir?
749-685.
Okay, and you are represented by your attorney, Mr. Harold Thibodeau, is that correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I think Mr. Thibodeau is on Zoom with us. Is that correct, Mr. Thibodeau?
Yes, it is.
Okay, good, good. Well, we appreciate that and appreciate you being here. And so by the fact that you have your attorney, that waiver that you signed in front of you, or that questionnaire, not a waiver, a questionnaire is really talks about your right to an attorney and that sort of thing. And so you've already got one. So I think we're in good shape to continue this hearing. When you get out of, I'll be conducting the interview, and when you get out of jail, or when you get paroled, then you have certain conditions that you agree to, and you sign that you agree to these particular conditions, and you are accused of violating 2 of them. And so that's why we're here, is to discuss these 2 violations, number 4 and number 10. And
Yes,
number 10, we'll do that in real quickly. It says you owe $1,849 to probation parole for your maintenance fees and that sort of thing. Are you guilty of that or not?
Yes, sir. Since I've been incarcerated, I have paid money, towards my parole fees to get them down.
So you've been paying since you've been, and let me say something right quick. Thibodeau, if you want to interrupt at any point during this, go ahead and please do. I can see you on the screen, and so please do that. So you have been paying since you've been incarcerated, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And we don't bring you before the board if that was your only charge. We try to work with you and get you, but we do need to go over that since that's one of the violations. So
Yes,
and if you get out, are you going to continue to pay that?
Yes, sir.
But it's pretty serious that you do keep up with your bills. Okay, and then we'll move on to the more serious accusation, and that you violated number 4 of your condition, which means that you will stay away from any kind of criminal conduct. And you were charged with battery of a dating partner by strangulation, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, tell me about that. Are you guilty of that charge or innocent of that?
No, sir. The only thing that happened, we had a disagreement, a little argument, and when the cops came, everything got blew out of proportion, and they took me to jail. I didn't think I was going to jail, didn't commit a crime, but the police officer said differently.
Okay. So she had some marks on her face, or her neck, and all that sort of thing, and it looked like hand marks according to what we read from the officer. Can you explain how that happened?
I never put my hands on her. She had bad anxiety, and I guess it's through the argument, she had marks on the neck.
From her anxiety?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. And I see where she's supposed to be on Zoom also.
Yes, sir.
Okay, she can't get on Zoom, but we do have her on the phone.
Gotcha.
Why were y'all arguing?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't really remember what the argument was about. I've been in jail going on 7 months, and I'm pretty sure it wasn't, too serious. but I can't recall.
Can't recall what it's about?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it says in the report what it was about, but we won't worry about that. We'll bring up old wounds. All right?
Yes, sir.
So I think Miss Kane is on the phone with us now. Miss Kane, are you there?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Okay, let me turn you up as loud as I can. Okay, and speak loudly so everyone can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay, could you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. So, September the 11th, 2025, Jasmine and I had an argument. It was something petty. But as far as Desmond ever being abusive, that has never been the case with him. He's not a violent person at all. He never put his hands on me, not one time that night. If anything, he might have grabbed me to calm me down, but as far as him hitting me or anything like that, Desmond has never hit me in any kind of argument.
Okay, never hit you and didn't hit you that night, basically, is what
No,
you
he did
didn't
not.
didn't put his hands on you that night.
No, he didn't.
Okay.
Why did you tell the police that he did and show him marks on your neck that said that he put them there?
I never told him that he did. Whenever the cops seen the marks on me, he'd ask me what it was from, and I'd let him know that it was from anxiety. I was having anxiety, so that I take Xanax for it. That's in the report too, that also that I gave the attorney. And it was also supposed to be in the police report too that I gave Salford.
And what was the argument about?
To be honest with you, shit.
Wasn't about text, about a girl?
So stupid. Yeah. Yes, it was about him texting somebody else.
Okay.
Or I had maybe thought he was.
Right.
Okay.
So it was about texting another girl?
Yes, sir.
It's amazing he couldn't remember that.
There's a lot of things that he can't remember.
Okay, thank you. Is there anything else?
Well, I got some more questions for you. So you're telling us right now that you are totally feeling that you're safe around him and have nothing to worry about, absolutely nothing.
I've never had anything to worry about with him.
And you're in agreement that if we were to release him, I'm not saying that we are, but if we were to release him, that you would hold harmless the parole board, its members, the probation and parole department, and everybody else involved, if he would actually do anything to you?
I wouldn't hold anybody accountable for it because I know he wouldn't do it.
That's what I was trying to find out.
Okay.
How long have y'all been dating?
We've been together almost 4 years.
Okay, have y'all ever called the law before for domestic charges?
No, never.
Okay, thank you.
Any kids involved? Do y'all have any kids together?
No, we don't.
All right.
But Desmond's been like a father to my youngest daughter ever since her father passed away. That he's been singing on the father role for 4 years now. July will be 4 years we've been together.
And when he gets out, he'll come, y'all will be staying together when he gets out?
I'm pretty sure we will be.
And you don't have any reservations about that?
No, sir, we don't.
Okay. All right. Mr. Thibodeau, I understand. Could you hear all of that?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Do you got any questions or anything that you'd like to add?
I'd like to ask her, just when this happened, were you mad at Desmond when you talked to the police?
Not, I was kind of upset, but not mad to the point that he should have even brought him to jail because for one, I was not even the one that had gotten harmed in any kind of way that night. So and the shit that happened to my mom, that was done on accident. My mom even gave a report stating that Desmond would have never done it intentionally.
And how did,
Okay. Did you ask you?
She come in our room and asked what we were arguing about, and the door got slammed on our folks. We didn't know that her hands were up there in the door. And so for cop, he got mad because my mom didn't want to press charges on Desmond.
All right, I believe Mr. Thibodeau's trying to ask you another question.
I can't really hear.
Did you ask the district attorney to dismiss the charges?
Did you ask the DA to
Did you
dismiss
sign an
charges?
affidavit?
Okay, yes, ma'am. Did you ask the district attorney to dismiss the charges? Okay, and did you sign an affidavit?
Yes, did.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions?
Let's see if the judge has anything to add.
Okay, there's no other questions of anybody that's spoken. Mr. Thibodeau, do you want to close it out with anything before we make our vote here?
Okay, well, just a very short argument. Of course, I am pointing out that the charges have been dismissed by the district attorney. The alleged victim has recanted her testimony that was given in the original police report. She basically stated that she was upset with the defendant when this happened. That might account for some of what she might have had to say. Of course, he has been in jail now for approximately 7 months, and I'm hoping that the board finds that to be sufficient punishment for this. Otherwise, I think he's been while on parole, he's done what he's supposed to do, with the exception of paying the money that he owes. And I'm hoping the board finds that he can be released. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Thibodeau. Appreciate that. Okay, are there any other questions from the board members? Are you prepared to vote? Okay, let's see, Mr. Cross, I'll be voting first because it was assigned to me. And I think because of the testimony of Ms. Kane, and because of the situation as described by you now, and by her, and by the attorney, and also the fact that you served 7 months already, and she's not in any fear of you getting out, I see no reason to hold you. So my vote is to not revoke your parole and to release you.
My vote is the same, issue you a reprimand and continue you on supervision. If y'all need counseling, y'all get it, okay? Because it sounds like y'all have a relationship, so.
Mr. Barra?
I'm gonna concur, but I'm gonna add a special condition that you complete the anger management program and domestic violence class.
Got it.
Okay, with that special condition, we need to adjust the vote. Do you?
Yeah, I agree. That's
You
a
agree with
condition
that?
added by
And
Mr. Barr.
I agree with that also. So the condition is that you be released, but that you complete an anger management course and a domestic violence course. That way it covers us, and it doesn't hurt to get that training. And if something did happen that night, we want to know that we have done all we could possibly do to prevent anything in the future happening. Okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. If there's no questions, then the case is dismissed. We're through with this hearing, and we're through with hearings for the rest of the day at 11:18 in the morning. Thank you.